John Wall was in a multiple year contract. They'll just buy him out. It's an expiring contract.
Either way, to answer your question, Jordan, yes, I do see that being a possibility. Someone getting this contract and, like you said, buying it out because it makes more sense. But yeah, I can see that happening too. I was just saying what move I would personally see because I mean, unless someone's going to tell me send them to the Pacers, I doubt they're going to give up Brogdon and fucking Miles Turner. That seems ridiculous. I'm just saying Orlando has an abundance of guards. They have a young guard they just drafted. They have Cole Anthony, who they drafted the year before that, who's shown he can be he's more of a combo guard. So why wouldn't Orlando just test it out having a perennial, a good combo guard lineup of Westbrook and Cole Anthony?
So,
You're not
because
winning
why?
shit. You're
Hold on,
selling
before
tickets.
before anybody goes, hold on. Why would a team with like Orlando with young developing talent bring in Russell Westbrook?
Because the NBA isn't played on 2K. It's a business, and businesses need profits and money. And Westbrook, if one thing he can do is get you profit and money, people will come see Westbrook. People will watch Westbrook play, especially for Orlando.
So Orlando should gut how many pieces off of that roster to match the money for Russ?
Orlando should gut a lot of young talent they had over the years has been injury prone, or they proved that they will probably move on from. Like I said, Markelle Fultz, he's sitting between Cole Anthony and Jalen Green. There's other guards in the lineup that they have as well. It's a lot of guard minutes to push. You get off of one that you're obviously not using. He did come back from an injury, so let's see what happens with them next year. How they use them.
Hold on, wait. Orlando's not trying to win. Why would they bring in $47 million?
Who the fuck? Who said? Okay, so you tell me, KC, where I said anything about Orlando trying
for
to win.
1 year though.
But I'm saying though, if you trade for a guy like a team like Orlando, right? Why would they bring in a guy like Russ? Because in my opinion, I think whatever team brings in Russ, right, they're gonna buy him out. The Pacers are bringing in Russ to get off of Brogdon and Hield's long-term contract. They're not competing, so they don't want to pay those guys. That's why you bring in Russ. Whatever. Hold on. The Hayward and the Oubre deal. If the Hornets take in Russ, the same thing. They want to get off those long-term deals. The fucking Knicks deal that they was flirting around with in the middle of the season, Burks and fucking Noel, et cetera, et cetera. Any team, right, that is trading for Russ, they're trading for him because he's an expiring contract, and they would probably want to get off whatever long-term deals that they're on, right? And they would then most likely buy him out. Why would I trade my young talent that I want to develop? I'm not trying to win right now, right? I'm not trying to win. I'm tanking. I'm trying to develop my young guys, Cole Anthony, Fultz, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What's the other dude? Jalen Suggs. So then why would I now bring in Russ? Why the fuck would I bring him in? Why?
Sounds like you're stunning the development of those guards.
It's the same. Listen, I understand what Domo's saying at its core, where like it's a business, and that is an important factor that a lot of these owners talk about. It's not about did we win this year; it's about how much money we made this year, and that's a real thing. But like, I really look around the league and I see those teams where you could reasonably say they have those kind of owners and those kind of environments where Russ could just go and do his thing and put some butts in seats. I think they're a similar position like Orlando, where they have young guards. They're trying to be bad. Russ is going to raise their floor. And it just doesn't make much sense.
Russ is still good enough to where he could probably get you 30, 35 plus wins in Orlando, which they don't want.
I agree.
You're 30. What does Orlando winning 30, 35 games next year do for them?
It doesn't do anything.
The ticket disparity in sales, they're at around 15,000 right now. They're bottom 5 in the league. If they hovered around top 10, it would be around 17,500 a night. Of course, that's money. Like, there's no doubt about that the owners would care about that. But, like, is it worth that? Is it worth gutting potential future and stunning?
Wait, guys.
Young players' development. Like, it's not.
You have to look at, like, how many teams have been operating in the last few years. Indiana Pacers have tried to move laterally for, I don't know how long, just because they're terrified their attendance will fall too low. Many teams literally design their roster construction around having an attractive product. Not everyone is trying to be balls to the walls competitive every year. Russell Westbrook on any team that is not like a big market team is going to be a blockbuster. Like,
I think you guys,
people are going to pay.
Are overrating.
I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I agree that from a basketball perspective, it might be hard to fit in. But the value that Russell Westbrook brings to them commercially is something that offsets his large contract cost. Also, most teams do not have the money to buy out any big contract that they want. We saw that we saw the Nets do it. We've seen other teams do it, but most teams don't have the money like that. A 50 million buyout is not easy. Luol Deng was getting paid till this year because the Lakers could not afford to pay him out fully, which was what, 64 million. They had to break that contract up. That'll happen with any of these teams, and young teams do not
Nah,
want to
they'll pay
stab
him
their
like
caps in
Carmelo
future.
Anthony. They'll write him a
Casey,
one-day
I
check.
just need to say, one, I'm not saying the Magic make this trade to benefit them in anything other than business aspect and selling seats because they lack in that arena. Yes, it doesn't make sense for them to bring on a ball dominant guard to play with their young combo guard with another guard on the bench. I get that, KC. I'm not saying that makes sense. But KC, what NBA organization do you work for and handle their decisions to make trades? You don't. So what I'm saying is these teams don't always do what makes sense. I preference my statement by saying that. So it's like you didn't even listen to what I said.
All right,
You
hold
just
on.
heard Magic and then just decided to argue.
Okay, now let's look at it from the Lakers' perspective. The Lakers want to trade Russ to bring in players that they think are going to help them win now, correct, right?
Yes.
So when you're moving Russ, you also have to account for matching the salary. So what player on Orlando that you can match the salary of Russ helps the Lakers win?
Orlando can take in more salary though.
Thank you. I'm about to say
will
you don't have to
space.
match up the salaries in the offseason depending on what the books look like for the Magic. So the Magic can take on extra money. So it doesn't have to match up 100%.
Okay,
maybe
but okay.
Magic's
deadline,
biggest contract is Gary Harris, which is expiring. So
exactly. Okay. Now so it's 20 mil because I just looked at it. So Gary Harris is 20 mil. So everything under that. So what players on Orlando is going to help the Lakers towards next year?
I'm sorry. Why was the Indiana Pacers one not a good look?
That's what I'm. That's
me personally.
I like the Pacers one better.
Me personally.
It's not Miles Turner. It's
Brogdon and Hield. It's Brogdon and Hield.
Buddy Hield and Brogdon.
Because they want to get rid of those contracts.
Brogdon and Hield is better than anything that.
I'm not saying that they're not better. I'm not saying it's not better. I'm not saying it's not a better deal. I'm saying what seems more likely. I don't think that's a likely deal. I don't know, but I'm standing. I could be proven wrong.
Why do you think that's not likely, Domo?
Because I think the Pacers could get more or better assets for Malcolm Brogdon for that package. I think they get something better than Westbrook in terms of whatever they're trying to do. Unless they're trying to sell tickets. If they're trying to sell tickets, then the same thing applies to them. What I'm saying for the Magic.
Okay, that was going to be my question because Sean said like it's a blockbuster move, which I think that's a little bit hyperbolic. But if that's the goal of Indiana, he said they've been trying to make lateral moves so their ticket sales don't dump. I don't think that's been all they've been kind of operating by. Like,
that's fair. If it's for ticket sales, then I can definitely see that.
I didn't say it'd be a blockbuster trade. I'm saying Russell Westbrook has blockbuster appeal.
I'm telling you,
the name he is, the commercial value.
Y'all are overrating. Y'all are overrating the value that Russ. Even if it's a ticket sales shit. Y'all are overrating the fuck out of that shit.
I don't think
not everybody's a Twitter smart head.
What do you even?
A lot of people, a lot of casual fans love Russ beyond belief. Not everybody lives on Twitter.
How are you gonna tell?
Hang on, real quick. Eli was actually trying to say something. Go ahead, Eli.
No. It's just very strange, like how you can't wrap your mind around the fact that every NBA team is not an NBA team that is attempting to win a championship. Like
Eli,
they say.
everyone understands that, man.
Everybody understands that.
Apparently not.
So,
hold on.
Wait.
Let me ask one thing.
Nigga, let me finish. I don't think that you understand, right? Facts is that you think that every NBA team is just playing for relevancy. Some NBA teams are playing just to keep the team in the city, nigga. Like it's literally dead ass. Just bring in a profit, bro. That's all we're fucking working for. Because they don't fucking
never
do
said that, Eli. In fact, I said the opposite.
I'm not even
I said in the beginning,
nigga. I don't know why you responded.
I said because I was just the one talking, you goofy motherfucker. What are you talking
about? No, you weren't, nigga. I was talking
wasn't referring to you.
Nigga.
And Eli, I get what you're saying, but hold on. Now let me counter with this. We all agree the Lakers are the most popular NBA team, right? Right?
Okay.
So hold on, let me finish. We just went through a whole season. The Laker fans don't even want to watch this nigga anymore. Why would you think
And they were
Orlando
still top
wants to
10
watch
in
this?
they were still top 10 in TV viewership and top 10 in
They're gonna do
attendance,
that
nigga.
regardless if Russ is on the roster or not.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
With LeBron James, yes, they are.
If we
With LeBron James.
Well, that's fair,
let's
yeah.
let
Yes.
Edward and then Jalen come in. I just wanted to say too, like with the Orlando thing, like
This conversation is complicated.
they seem to like blow that shit up recently, and looks like they want to actually start to build something.
Also, Russ has $47 million that is off the books for a team the year after after that. So like that, I don't maybe you don't understand how NBA cap works, but that's pretty valuable. A lot of teams would like
That's extremely valuable
off the books. A lot of teams would like that.
But the Lakers also want to get something that can help them for next year. The Lakers are trying to win a title, right? Like, right? Yes, right.
If they're then they're probably gonna have to package a couple picks to
That's
get
what I'm
anything
saying.
valuable.
Like, also,
Do you
like,
think Orlando would be willing to package John Isaac or someone if he can get help?
He's cooked, by the way.
I just want to let Edwin and Jalen come in, but like just getting rid of Russell and getting something back might be a more positive asset than what he is. I'm not gonna hold you. Go ahead, Edwin.
That's fair.
God damn, Everson.
Hey, thanks for that. No, I actually was going to say what Eli was saying. Like, I think they could trade him to Orlando for no other reason, just to clear some cap, for Orlando to clear cap space. Because you look at it, right? Like, when they signed Jonathan Isaac and Markelle Fultz to those deals, they thought that they were going to be part of their future. I feel like how their roster is going right now, they kind of want to build around what's his name, Suggs and Cole Anthony and Wagner and Wendell Carter. Like, if they could get back. Like, they could send out, like, Terrence Ross is expiring, Jonathan Isaac, Markelle Fultz, throw in 2 second-round picks or whatever to make LA feel like they got something important, and just get clear Russ's $47 million for 2024. I feel like that's a win. And y'all want to say, oh, well, they want to stunt the development of the guards. They don't have to play Russ. They just be like, hey, bro.
That's what I was thinking.
I made this point in the beginning. If you think Russ is going to sit on the bench and sacrifice a year when he's trying to get paid again after next year, I think that's
Who cares? Hold up, but who cares?
He doesn't have a choice.
Wait. But if you're the Orlando Magic, why do you give a fuck about what Russ wants? You can either sit on the bench and take your money,
Edward,
or take a pay cut and give us more cap space.
Edward, there's more to this than just being some straight, we don't give a fuck what you think, rot on the bench no matter what kind of issues you cause in our locker room or publicly. Like, dude, it's deeper than that, okay?
It's the Magic. No, it's deeper than that if you're trying to compete and you have expectations. If you're the Magic, who the fuck cares if your locker room's in turmoil? You're the Magic.
I absolutely think the Magic care if their locker room's determined when you got young.
They obviously wouldn't if they put Russ in a situation just like the Rockets.
Nigga, what exactly? I was just gonna say, you think the Rockets give a fuck?
The Rockets don't give a fuck. John Wall's crying. Niggas is still
no, but that's my point. I don't think that's a good fucking move for the Rockets.
I don't care what you think. What I think is a good move for that team. I'm saying what they think. What the teams are thinking.
If we're talking about the evaluation of what we think is likely, I look at each scenario that, hey, this happened, and I think that was a dumb move that's not going to work out for the organization. I'm confident that my opinion is right. So I look at another fucking front office and think they're going to think similar to how I'm thinking of that evaluation. Just like Domo, you're looking at it and saying, just like you're looking at it and saying, oh, I don't think they're going to do this because this is how I feel. It's the same fucking thing.
It's kind of egotistical,
Devin, but like the Orlando Magic, I feel like are a lot different than the Houston Rockets. So like Houston Rockets for the last, well, at least before the last year, the last like 6-7 years, they were a good organization. The Magic have been in the dumpsters for the last.
Yeah, I've seen this nigga get traded,
except for a couple good
years.
Devin,
there's no such thing as an untradeable
contract. Nobody's saying Russ is untradeable. He's gonna get moved. The thing is, the Lakers want to get something that's going to help them for next year. It's not just a matter of moving.
Which is why I said you bring in Markelle Fultz, you bring in Jonathan
Isaac. Markelle Fultz is a winning piece.
Jonathan Isaac has
Markelle Fultz,
and Markelle Fultz is a bust. How does that help the Lakers?
Markelle Fultz, okay, and that goes with your assessment.
How's that a move at all for the Lakers?
Markelle Fultz,
even if you thought he was solid, why would that make?
Because if they got those players, let's say the Magic gave him like 2 extra second-round picks just to sweeten the deal, right? They can then flip those guys for a better player later down the line.
And even if they don't do that, if you bring in a coach with any sense of defensive mind and you actually have Rob Pelican put defensive pieces on that team, you have a guy in Markel who can play defense.
Rob
You have
Pelican is wild.
Jonathan Isaac, who's a guy literally known and praised for just his defense because we haven't seen him do anything else.
He hasn't
And you
played in
paired that.
2
Okay,
years.
all right. You just gonna
You
yell?
want the
Okay.
wait? Hold on.
All
Wait.
right.
You want the Lakers to move the last piece that they have to improve at all
Okay.
for a player that has not
All right.
played in 2 years.
Dude, I
And
would
Markel
listen.
Fultz.
He actually played 15
Just real
games.
quick.
I
Just
would
real
be
quick. I
happy.
just need clarification. What is this last piece that the Lakers have to improve?
So hold on.
It'll
So
be the picks, right?
hold on. In terms of money,
It
right?
gotta be the picks.
No, it's the
Hold on.
Russell
Wait.
as well.
Hold on. In terms of money, right? The Lakers right now are gonna come off a bunch of veteran minimum contracts. Dwight, Melo, Ariza, et cetera, et cetera. The only contracts that they have that can be traded towards next season, they have Nunn, who hasn't played, THT, AD, Braun. You're not trading AD and Braun. So that leaves Russ, Nunn, and THT. So
Now
how much
THT not
value
tradable.
do those pieces have towards trades?
They have
But
a negative. They have a
the thing
negative
is,
now.
if they trade Russ and you
That
want
shit
them to
is
get like
negative.
an actual player back, they're gonna have to trade those picks. And are they willing to
Yeah,
trade
like
those
he's
picks?
a
bro.
negative.
That's another like conversation for another time. But I'm saying though, like Russ's money is the only major money that they can
That
move
should be
towards
this
making their roster
conversation.
better.
That's what the title is.
Yeah, like Russ's money is the only major money. Once they move him, unless you're trading AD, you have nothing else to improve. They have a 2027 pick and a 2029 pick. Those are very, very valuable as well. But they might have to attach those picks to Russ to get him off the team.
And there ain't no might to it, really.
Which is
Now you're
why
trying to
I
get
said,
Markel and Jonathan Isaac.
which is why I brought up the Orlando situation, because Orlando would gladly give up Fultz. They would gladly give up Terrence Ross.
But I'm saying
But the
Fultz
Lakers
and
are
Isaac
not going
don't
to
help
want
the
those
Lakers win a
pieces back.
title.
That
How
does
do
not help
y'all
them.
Hold on, right?
know?
Like, hold on.
Who do y'all
Just,
work
like,
for?
hold on. Wait, Domo, real quick. If you
Who do
went to
y'all work
LeBron,
for?
right, and said, "Hey, LeBron, we're gonna bring in Jonathan Isaac and Markel," how do you think that nigga gonna
Nigga,
react to that?
Casey,
I
you're
mean, he
talking about
wanted
the
Russell
same
Westbrook,
Lakers.
so who
Wait,
does he know?
hold on.
Casey,
Please let me
who do
go.
you think?
Please let
Who do
me
you
go.
think you're
Please let
getting,
me
Paul
go.
George? I'm just trying to
Wait,
figure out who
No,
you're
you're
wait.
not.
Hold on.
Russell
Can I
Westbrook.
please
You
go
just
real
said it
quick?
was a Brogdon and Hill package.
Hang on, real quick. Let Domo go. Go ahead.
Dude, you're talking about the same Lakers team that when LeBron got there, they walked up to him and said, "Here's Lance JaVale McGee." Don't talk to me about what the fuck teams want. You don't work in the NBA. I stated this. Why are y'all talking to me?
Bro,
Talking
but this,
about my
bro,
ideas
this,
about it because
Dude,
you
the
listen. Okay, and then we
incredulousness on that
interrupt. And
tape
then we
when you're the
interrupt.
one
And then we
sharing
interrupt.
opinions too.
I'm
It's
not
so
interrupting.
goofy.
I'm not interrupting nobody. I would just be listen. I ain't gonna lie to you. Host, I need y'all to host because I've dead ass let these niggas speak and I don't interrupt anybody. And the moment I start speaking, everyone wants to interject and be the peanut gallery. Let me go, then you go. That's how debates work. Please know how to debate. What I am saying is, if y'all's only arguments to why my situation with the Orlando Magic is a problem, when I stated it is non-basketball for the Magic and for the Lakers, I view these pieces as valuable pieces or pieces that can help with what the Lakers lacked this year, which was fucking defense. So I go out and look for defenders. The only reason we're talking about the Magic and not the Pacers is because I thought of a trade package of Brogdon and Miles Turner, not Brogdon and Buddy Hield, because personally I don't like Buddy Hield. So if we're doing this personal bias shit, that's why we're on the Magic. But please don't sit here and try to argue with me about what makes more logistical sense. When I guarantee you, any of you niggas in here arguing about my shit is stupid. If I asked you 3 months ago, 4 months ago, hey yo, who do you think the Pacers should move for Sabonis? What do you think Sabonis should be doing, or it should be done for Sabonis? No one thought they would be able to get
NBA
Tyrese
trades
Maxey.
often don't make
So,
sense.
I mean, Domo, honestly, the wild part I thought about the whole, not even the Magic side of it. I'm not even going to attack the Magic side because at the end of the day, like, it's just, you think, you have what you think, we have what we think, whatever it is. Like, the fact that you think they like won a player that's been hurt for the last 2 years to me is kind of wild. That's
every single person in here's opinion is rooted in simply that their opinion on how a front office is going to view something. The incredulousness that Domo's taken, where you don't work in the front office, don't tell me this. It's this. If I responded like that, it'd be just as goofy to your take, bro.
And
but you're telling me what doesn't make sense in a league where all trades do not make sense. I'm just confused. No, because you interrupted me like 8 times, so I'll interrupt you. There's no way you're telling me. There's no way you're telling me. Oh man, you can't tell me what makes sense and what not makes sense. Each trade that happens.
Bro, y'all are both over talking people. Devin, let Domo speak. He wasn't done, and then you can hop in after, bro. Y'all gotta relax a little bit.
Bro, what are you
These
talking
niggas
about? He
having a
literally
mid off.
interrupted me when I was
Nick,
speaking. What are you talking about?
actually, somebody cut into what I was saying and started going. I just let that nigga talk, but you interrupted me like 8 times. I
Oh
didn't
my
interrupt you.
god,
Now I'm
this is
interrupting you.
nonsense,
Oh
bro.
my god is right. Yes. Oh my god is right. I'm interrupting you like you've been
Guys, we're
interrupting me.
grown men. We could argue.
You're right. You're right,
Exactly.
Mazak. You're
Bro,
not. Stop talking.
Mazak,
Anyway,
you
like I
can
was
say
saying,
weird, my
the
nigga.
only
Please
reason,
stop
the
it.
only reason I'm saying I don't get why niggas is telling me, oh, that doesn't make sense. Baze, baze, ba. You don't work for the NBA is because literally any trade that happens, 99% of the time, niggas look at it like, damn, what the fuck? That was either a fleece, someone got robbed. It's trades that don't make sense. So I don't see the value in someone telling me, oh man, nah, this doesn't make sense with this trade. Nigga, you don't know. Like, don't tell me this
neither
doesn't
do
make
you,
sense from
Domo.
your aspect.
Neither
That's
do you.
stupid to
You're
me.
speaking hyperbole. You said 99% of trades people think is some fleece or some bad trade.
No.
That's goofy hyperbole to begin with. The point blank period point that I have been making since the beginning is I understand if Orlando was looking at it from a purely financial perspective. Even if not just purely financial, the financial part leading how they're going to evaluate their future going forward. But I think a major way that you say, how can we be sustainable in a smart market financially for more than just a couple of years of trying to survive is having bad picks and finding a great player in the draft that you can try to build around in that small market. Just like they did with fucking Dwight when they were consistently top 10 in attendance. I think if you're Orlando fucking ownership, the best method to be a consistent money-making team is to do that. And you do not do that with Russell Westbrook on your team, getting you getting you a floor of probably 30 wins and probably barely getting a top 10 pick. That is my point. So you sit here and you take this incredulous fucking view. It's goofy, bro. It's silly.
And my point is just towards the Lakers. We all know here, this is not opinion, this is fact. The Lakers are going to try to win next year. They're going to try to move Westbrook for a piece or two that is going to help them win next year. That is why I'm saying Jonathan Isaac and fucking Markelle Fultz is not changing a damn thing for the Lakers next season. It's not. It's not. A player that hasn't played in 2 years and Markelle Fultz, who is a bust, are not changing shit for the Lakers season.
Casey, I think you're being a bit disrespectful.
You
Marco
believe that
Fultz
I don't.
ability.
There we go. Agree to disagree.
Like, we could agree, disagree, but the way you disrespect Marco Fultz on the space that is recorded is not going to stand.
Come on, man. That's
Okay,
not a winning
okay,
piece for a champion.
So Jalen's been waiting for quite some time, so we're gonna let Jalen go. Okay,
you at the head.
go ahead,
Hey,
Jalen. Come
go
on.
ahead, Jalen. Go ahead, Jalen.
Hey, for real, I ain't even got much to say, bro. For real, I just don't. I was about to ask really a question more. It was Domo said like Magic would get Russell Westbrook right, but it wouldn't be for NBA like on the court shit. But I'm not understanding why they would get him. I mean, I don't really understand the fan shit because niggas wasn't watching Lakers for Russell Westbrook. Niggas was on Twitter just to shit on Russell Westbrook really, and just typed up Russell Westbrook low highlights on fucking YouTube. So I mean, I don't really think it's about. I don't know. I don't know what fans that nigga would bring in type shit. Especially, I mean, and then I think we keep looking at it as Laker fans. Well, that's what I'm kind of hearing. Like, whereas y'all not looking at it on a Magic point of view. On why would I fucking want Russell Westbrook for my future? I don't know. So it was more of a question than anything else type shit.
Well, one, I wasn't saying go to the Magic for Magic fans. One, it would be one. All of the Russ fans would obviously follow him and watch his games. They have to watch him play to defend him. You get a lot of attention from the haters that want to see him so they can run to Twitter and shit on him. So you would get a lot of that viewership. You would get a lot of people watching him just for him to fail. And two, you would get people to just watch the Magic. The whole purpose is no one's watching the Magic. Like, no, when was the last Magic game you can recall people talking about or individually say you watched? That's why I'm saying it. And I'm not saying it as in it's going to help Magic fans. I'm saying from standpoint of the front office, the ownership, niggas, basically, they would do it if they're being greedy. If they're being greedy and not thinking about the team, that's why I said not from a basketball standpoint, but from a business standpoint. Because at the end of the day, niggas ain't playing fucking 2K. The reason niggas is in here, the reason these teams have owners, because these owners want money. It's a business. A lot of these teams look at this team as this shit as a business, as a job. They don't look at it as competition trying to win.
I want to go to Jalen to respond to that, and then we'll go to Edward. I after that just want to ask one question to Domo, but I want to let the people go first. So go right ahead.
All right, for sure. I mean, you said what was the last game, bro? I mean, for me at least, for what I saw personally, right? The game versus Clippers, you know, the one where Reggie Jackson hit that clutch mid range shit. That one was pretty buzzing type shit. And I mean, they do have niggas that bring in fans, though. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas love Cole
Yeah,
Anthony.
this
You know what I'm
nigga's a
saying?
troll.
What you say, gang? That nigga.
I feel like you trolling, twin, but keep going.
No, bro. I swear, like when I on Instagram, bro, I got a whole group chat shit, bro. I was just talking to a whole bunch of niggas. You know the game, fucking Reggie hit the clutch shot, bro. What's his name? Cole Anthony was going off on that game, type shit. And you got that nigga Bobo, that nigga fucking meme and shit. Niggas gonna want to see that nigga, but it's really about Cole Anthony more than anything, bro. Niggas like Cole Anthony, bro. That nigga gets fans, type shit, and views. So I mean, it ain't like they just at 0 views, and then you get Russell Westbrook, and they shit just gonna go up to 100%, and they should feel like fucking like Boston games or Clippers games or Laker games type shit.
It's also you're trading a year of about even if we said he gives them a huge bump and puts them top 10 in ticket sales, you're talking about 3,000 tickets a night, which is a good chunk of money. And the TV ratings will go up. I don't know how that would affect negotiations. It probably wouldn't in the next TV deal, but you have a year of that, and what you do essentially is tank your value on that draft pick that year. For what, man? Like you're a small market team. Look around the NBA at how small market teams in this environment have traditionally started to try to get themselves out of the mud. It's rebuilding at a almost tanking level, a lot of them. Okay? And you want to find a really, really special player in that top 5 that can get you out of those low moments and try to build around it. That's what Orlando's mindset is, probably, in my opinion. That's just as much financially motivated as saying we're going to bring in Russ for a year, but it's a better long-term plan to me.
Like imagine Detroit traded for, like, let's say Detroit traded for Russ last year, and then that took them out of getting Cade. Like
exactly.
Why would you want to risk losing out on your next franchise player for a year of ticket sales?
Because you make money off the year of ticket sales.
But I'm saying, but is that worth
Zach,
losing
the
out
amount
on
of money you
Evan
make off
Mobley,
a decade
on a
of a
Cade
star
Cunningham,
player?
on a Scotty Barnes?
I mean,
But
if
I
I've
think the
seen,
problem that we're
I
having
mean,
with
it
this
depends on the owner,
conversation
Casey.
is the fact that, like, you guys keep talking about the money while, yes, it's there, but you're talking about one season compared to franchise direction to get more money in like a decade or 5 or 6 years. Like, that type of thing is what these owners who are billionaires look at, because they're not billionaires for no reason. There's a planning process to how to increase overall sales. Like, that 1 year spike is not worth changing the entire direction, because once he leaves, you go right back down to exactly where you were, and it takes even longer to recoup whatever money you made in that one season. They're looking at the full
I'm
game.
just confused why everyone assumes that if they traded for him, he would play for the team. Like they wouldn't just automatically buy him out or just have him
Exactly.
stay
That's
home.
what I think, Edward. I think they
I
would
mean,
buy
but
him out.
Edward, the problem is a buyout is a consensual thing that both parties have to agree to.
And I hear
Russell
you, Gift.
Westbrook
And
is
I hear
not
you,
interested
Gift.
in buying out.
Y'all
Hold
said,
on, wait.
hold on. I got a
Hold on,
question.
DJ. Hold on, wait. And I hear that point, but I also said, or they would just have him sit at home for the season.
They wouldn't do that.
Why couldn't they? Why wouldn't
all
they?
right, so all right, okay.
All right, like think
So
about it.
y'all
Like,
think
in the
if
trade
Russ
that I
goes to the Magic,
in the trade that I proposed, right? They're giving up a bad Fultz contract, a bad Jonathan Isaac contract, Terrence Ross, who's an expiring, and maybe 2 second-round picks. They're not giving up anything of value that they'll miss. So they can easily just let him sit at home. Now you can talk, DJ. My bad.
No, I mean I respect what you're saying, but do you really think that? Do y'all think that just because Russ had a bad season that he's all washed up, so he deserves to be bought out? No, I don't think that's why, but I just don't think he's a winning player that winning teams are gonna give up assets and give up core guys
not
to
a
try to
winning
get.
team, but I tweeted this earlier this season. I said if Russ went to the Magic next season, if he goes to any trash team that's rebuilding just to get some piece of the Lakers to get some pieces, that team would be fighting to get. They'll be in the playoffs
Well,
because.
Orlando doesn't want. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Orlando? What?
Orlando doesn't want. Like Orlando literally was in eighth in the East for like 5,000 years, and then they were like,
Yeah,
you
they
know
want
what?
draft picks at this
We're
point. They're
done with
trying to,
this
like,
shit,
yeah.
and they blew it up, and then they're starting from scratch. Like I can see them trading for Russ, but it's literally to trade a Russ for Russ, not just to like alleviate like cap space.
Exactly.
Because,
Is there a
and
rumor that I
never
missed
play
today?
him.
I mean,
Nah,
I'm
there's
usually
no rumors.
This Orlando
I'm
Magic shit
No
usually
lines on
came out
Twitter.
of
up on
They're
my
nowhere.
Lakers.
arguing over
My
shit
point,
they'll
Hold
never
on, hold
do.
on, hold on. I'm usually up on my Lakers, but like, is there a
like I don't
rumor
see
saying that
them.
they're gonna?
I know, DJ.
My
No,
point
there's
is
not.
Absolutely not.
My point is essentially is that I don't see them they had Vucevic who had them in the 8th slot, trade Vucevic, and within like he's been gone for like 1-2 years, they're like, yeah, we're ready to go back to that 8th spot again. Like I don't see that happening.
They literally,
Which
that's
is
what I'm
why
saying.
they
They
would not
literally
let
Russell
the
can
traded
take
guy
them
play.
higher
Vucevic.
than the 8th spot. You think he
So
can't take them
I
to a
just
top
have
5
a
seed?
quick question. Why are we talking about the
No.
Magic?
Because it came
What
up
can
with
we
my
can we
day.
say Hornets, the Pacers? Those are the two
why
teams.
would
I
the
don't know why
Pacers
the
trade for
Hornets are
Russell
even on
Westbrook?
this list. By the way, I know they're there by like rumor, but like
It's Michael, bro. It's Michael because
Gifted,
Michael and
man.
Russ
It was
are.
exposed that a weaker
Jordan's
That's
cast
the
not
had
that
only
a
way.
stupid.
new
Bro,
job.
Jordan's not stupid.
the Hornets want to pay Bridges. They don't want to
Yeah.
have Gordon
Yeah.
Hayward or Kelly
Yes.
Oubre or Terry
They
Rozier.
Gifted.
want to
A
pay. They
reporter
want to
from
pay
the
Melo
Lakers
and Bridges.
fan club made that rumor up. It was proved fake.
What for the Hornets?
The Hornets one, yeah.
But I understand
No,
because like
bro. It's
even
no.
when
It was reported today.
if you
Like
keep
it's a legit thing with the
Yeah, it's
Hayward.
been
because
re-reported.
if you keep the team how it is and then you pay Bridges and everybody, you're like that's
it's
way
not gonna
too
work
much
out
money.
well. Yeah,
That's way too much money for a
For a team
borderline
that's a
playoff team.
fucking fringe playoff team.
Yeah,
Why would
that's too
Jordan
much
pay all
money.
that money to be a fringe playoff
Yeah,
team?
that's too much money.
I will say this about the Gordon Hayward point. From their games, like they play a lot better when Gordon Hayward's there, but his health at this point is too much of a risk to keep playing with year after year.
Yep.
Because every year he's gotten hurt, and they're a drastically worse team without him. So them packaging that to have $47 million of cap open, and then building around Miles Bridges and LaMelo, I guess could make some tangible piece of sense.
Can I ask
Gordon
everyone this
Hayward and
question?
Terry
Is,
Rozier
is
would
there
be like
is
good
there any
pieces to
team?
have on
My
the
bad.
Lakers if that's a real trade. Like that be those are two good players you want on the Lakers.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
Like
no cap, bro. Can
the
you
Lakers
repeat your
aren't
question?
getting the Lakers aren't getting any major needle movers. They're not getting any on. That is gonna.
But that's not what the Lakers. Lakers are not looking for that.
No,
The
nigga,
Lakers.
but hold on, but Demario, like we're all in agreement. The Lakers are trying to win a title next year.
They
Like,
are, right?
LeBron
Yes,
will be
facts,
30.
facts.
They are. This is it. This
And now
year.
you should laugh every second.
This year coming up is like this is it for the
The
Lakers.
last one. It's the last one,
That's what I'm
Casey.
saying.
One year
So
window.
they are gonna try their absolute best to milk whatever they can get that even slightly increases their chance of winning next year with a potential Russ move. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why
I
we're
agree with that.
bringing up
Yeah,
the
right now. So
like,
there was a space earlier today, and they were talking about this whole Hornet trade. If we got Hayward or Terry, and honestly, this guy made a good point. He said the Hornets, if they did that trade, they wouldn't do Terry because the Lakers are right now in winning mode. They're not going to sign somebody who's who's going to be lasting longer than LeBron. If Lakers don't win next year or at least do something, there's a possibility LeBron ain't gonna be here next for us in 2 seasons. So right now the Lakers are trying to win right now. So I agree with that.
So what would they just trade Gordon Hayward and some Philly?
That's exactly what the guy
They
said.
would
He
have to
said
trade
the
Rozier.
Lakers could still sign. They could trade for Hayward, but trade him also to get more pieces because Hayward has I think a $30 million contract.
But what
So they
pieces
can
would you get for
30
Hayward?
million. Wait.
I just want to make this really. I just want to make this really clear. You cannot fix what the fuck has happened here
In one off season,
in
yeah,
one off
that's
season.
nah. I'm kind
So
of.
I just
then
want to make
Gifted.
that abundantly clear.
So if that's the point, then why not trade LeBron and start over? Because if
That's
you can't
what
fix
I've
it,
been
why
saying. Oh
try?
my, bro. Who
Listen,
said that?
It's
Who
me,
said that?
me, Demarion. I've always
Bro,
loved your
I've been
take.
saying the same
You're one of the
thing, bro.
greatest
And like,
people
look,
on
I
Spaces,
love my
man. Respect
Lakers,
you.
bro. I don't like us being ass, but I've been saying the whole thing. If we're gonna be like this, you might as well trade all 3 of those niggas.
I got a
and
question.
just start over.
What are you gonna
Wait,
get for LeBron?
I'm not gonna lie to
Big
you.
issue. I got a question.
What are
My
you
big
gonna get
issue
for
with the
LeBron at
entire
this stage
notion
in
of
his
trading.
career?
My entire issue
Oh,
with
I
You can
can
get
give
some
you.
first
You
round
can
picks.
get.
You can get at
Listen,
least
listen,
two.
listen, listen.
Go ahead,
Listen,
first round
listen,
picks.
listen. You can get OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr.
Oh
No, you
my.
and some
can't.
picks.
Okay.
Okay,
We're
Listen,
not
no,
doing
no, no,
that.
no, 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 no. Shh.
So I can watch him for
Listen,
82 for
I
41
muted
games.
because Heaven Sent has had a Raptors agenda since the start of this season, really, to get LeBron to the Raptors. But anyway, I want to answer DJ's main question. Why don't you trade LeBron? Here's the reasoning behind that. Because LeBron's trade value is really based on what LeBron wants to do. Because if you're a team out there, obviously, right, you would want to trade for LeBron because of his value, yes. But ultimately, LeBron is going to choose where he goes, how he goes. Like, he's going to be in charge of that situation. He's not just some player or
You don't
contract that you
trade
can just
But
LeBron.
trade.
Gifted,
I
if
don't
I'm a
think.
Lakers fan, and I'm evaluating what our future is going to look like in 5 years, okay?
Yeah.
And I look at ownership and I look at the front office and how they've handled things the 5 years. Like when Kobe tore his Achilles, and it was a disaster class from then on, from that front office, and really from a couple years before that, if we're being
Yeah,
honest.
I was gonna say.
Right.
But the point is, do you really fucking trust, no matter what they get for LeBron, even if they get a king's ransom, do you really trust them to be able to handle that transition period in any
I
kind of
don't.
competent fucking way?
What
So
did I
Devin, of
say,
course
Gifted?
not.
Bro,
They're the
Gifted,
look.
what
fucking
I'm a
Lakers.
Lakers
They're not the
fan.
smart team.
Hold
So
on, but here's the thing: if I'm a Lakers fan, I simply want LeBron James on my team as long as the ownership is there, because
But
that's the
Devin,
only hope we
listen,
have.
He's
once
Wait, hold on,
LeBron,
hold on.
if you
Wait,
guys
hold on.
don't
I have a
win
question. I have a question.
and LeBron leaves for free, let me finish. If you guys don't win and LeBron leaves for free, you guys look like the biggest idiots in
Thank
sports.
you.
Mazak, but if they leave, this is my thing. If he leaves and you actually get something for him and you're dog shit in 2 years, you look way dumber. And I think that's what
No,
happened.
but dog, you're not seeing the
Do you
biggest picture.
think? Do you
no.
If
think that
we
the
traded
At the
Hornets?
end of
LeBron,
the
Wait,
day,
hold on, Jordan.
No, let
Do you
Edward and DJ go.
no,
do
okay,
y'all think that
like
the
I
Hornets?
respect what you're saying, but if we trade LeBron, his value. Now, I'm not talking about who he gets traded to. If they Lakers put LeBron on the trade block right now, everybody will go. There's so many teams that will go try to get him.
okay.
Everybody knows that.
Demarion,
DJ,
you
can
could get probably 4 first-round picks like
DJ,
the
let me ask you
PG
a
deal,
question. I'm
Bro,
gonna
that's
ask
like
you.
that
not
PG
true.
deal in
DJ,
Y'all
OKC
really
with the
don't
I'm gonna
think
Clippers.
ask
so?
you. DJ, can I ask you a question? I'm gonna ask you a question. What competent mood has this front office done?
What you say? What?
What competent move has this front office done?
Nothing.
So why do you
No,
say
getting AD was competent.
Look,
Hold
hold
on, hold
on,
on,
hold
hold on.
on,
You
hold
can't
on.
do
Look,
this.
Getting AD, no. Getting
He getting.
AD was
do
LeBron.
anything?
That That was LeBron who got AD.
That was
Let's
not
just
LeBron. That was Clutch Sports.
LeBron was he was the
Rich
architect
Paul.
of Anthony
That
Davis.
doesn't count. Anthony Davis wanted to go there. That doesn't count.
When LeBron, they both
Wow,
that
Heaven
was,
say you
a
just gonna
both
take that away
that was
from
a
them.
both thing.
That's all they got.
But here's my
And
here's my
to tell you
thing.
the truth, like they won the trade because they won a championship,
Right?
But you can argue that they gave up a little too much picks.
So here's my
yes,
thing.
No, the
Here's,
fuck
yes.
they didn't. No,
No,
the
they
fuck
didn't.
they
Heaven
didn't. No,
said,
they
You can
stop
fucking
it.
argue.
didn't.
but that's
You
Stop
can
it.
argue.
No,
Stop
they
it,
fucking
Heaven
Nah,
said.
didn't.
DJ, bro,
AD was
listen.
a tough
Do
Yo,
y'all
upgrade.
yo,
really
yo,
think?
yo,
Hold on,
yo,
Championships
hold
never
on.
too
so
No,
much.
for my Lakers
Unless
here's
the
fans,
my thing.
Pelicans
for
give
my
it
hold
away.
on,
That
hold
was
on.
nasty as
Here's
hell,
my
Heaven
thing.
said. That was
Just real quick.
nasty for you to
The
say.
reason why I say that is because a package isn't necessarily how great of a player you are, but more so what your value is on the market.
Yeah, I
At
was
the
saying.
Brandon
time,
Ingram is fighting for a
at the
playing spot.
time, at
Lonzo
the
hurt again.
at the
They're gonna get a
time,
top
no,
10
hold
pick,
on.
at
Casey.
Listen,
at the time,
AD went
at
to the
the
Lakers.
time, nobody else was really vying for Anthony Davis. Like the
Hey,
Celtics
big.
wasn't
All right,
really putting a
whoever.
package. Like nobody really was giving a package. You had a bunch of young pieces. What I'm saying is that I probably would have hold on to like a one pick, like at least one of
Bro,
those
you
picks. I
Oh
don't
probably
get
would have
hell
held
AD.
on
no,
to.
Hey,
You
man.
no, oh
don't
no,
get
oh no.
So
Wait,
here's
hold
It's
on,
my
hold
not
on.
thing.
I got a
no.
question. I got
It's
one
not
question, and
it's
I can
not
have it.
easy to win
Oh hell
championships.
no!
So
Yeah, I
here's my
got.
thing. Here's my
Hold
thing
on,
though.
Jordan. I got one question for the
No,
Lakers.
DJ,
For the
hold on,
Laker
calm down,
fans in this thing, for the Lakers fans here, be honest with me, real quick. Can you say with Anthony Davis from 2 seasons ago when we first got him to what we have now? Can you honestly say that ever since we got him, it's not a failure besides the chip?
That sounds crazy.
I'm
You
not
know
gonna lie. You
that
can't
shit
say
sounds
besides
crazy,
the
right?
chip though. I don't know what
Man,
we're
listen,
doing.
No, but
Gifted.
I
That
bring
chip
that
was
up.
in
The
the
only
bubble.
reason why
The
I
fact
say
that we even
besides the
count it
chip
as a real
is
chip is
because
a question
no,
in
hold
itself.
on,
He's not lying about
guys,
that though.
hold on. The only reason why I say besides the chip is because when AD went to the Lakers, LeBron said it, the front Magic said it. The Lakers were supposed to win how many chips with this duo?
Four.
How long have they been
Okay,
Four,
healthy though?
DJ.
that's
They're supposed to repeat.
but
That's what they
that's
said.
that's
Magic said
cool.
they're
So
supposed to
my
Bro,
repeat.
That's
question
bro,
to
we're
you
that's
not
guys
doing
cool.
is, and
we're
I don't
not
want to hear
doing
nothing
that. We're
about
not doing that.
We're,
hurtness. Do
that's
you
cool.
guys
But
think
winning,
this is
I
this?
mean, they on the
It's been
quarter.
a
They need to
failure,
How
win
many?
for
DJ.
it.
How
It's
many do
been a
they win?
failure.
it
How many do
cannot
they
This has
win
not
if
been
they
a
don't win
failure
the
though.
playoffs?
Okay, whoa, that
this
is
is crazy. I
okay.
just
number
want y'all,
one.
like, to put things into perspective. There are multiple franchises that's been around for multiple years that don't even have one championship. And you're telling me that a team that won
That's
a
I don't know
elitism.
championship
why you.
is a
No. Wait.
failure.
I
That's
don't know why
elitism.
you. No. I don't know why Heaven Sent is talking like she didn't just say some crazy shit. Her like you
Okay.
opened up this path that we
No.
on right
So,
here.
wait.
That
Time
was
out.
you.
I want to say this though. The moment these guys trade LeBron, I don't care what they get back. Their window to win is done
It's
for
over.
at least 5 years. At least.
It's
No, it's
over.
gonna be
And
more.
to that, I
Exactly.
have a question. I have a question.
Exactly.
That's what I
Soon
said.
as
At
Do
LeBron
least.
y'all
retires,
wait,
we're
hold
done.
up, DJ, hold up,
As soon as
wait.
LeBron leaves,
Yo,
your
yo, yo, yo,
window
We're
yo,
to
done.
Well,
As
win
guess
is
soon as
what?
done,
LeBron leaves, we're
and
Hey,
done.
that's
real
for a
quick,
do
Edward's
century.
y'all
trying to say something. Let Edward go.
hold
I
up.
don't
Go
want to have
ahead.
to mute again.
Go ahead,
Hold up.
Edwards.
Do y'all think that they would trade Westbrook in the last two firsts in 25 and 27 for
No.
Hayward and Kelly Oubre?
No, they
No.
wouldn't,
Hell
Edward.
no.
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 So
Edward, they're
here's my
not as
thing.
dumb as you. They would
Then
not
Because
what?
do
Then
that.
what's a real trade package?
well, here's my thing. At the end of the day, as long as you have LeBron and AD, now in this instance, you're kind of assuming that you're gonna get better health than you've gotten the last 2 years. Because injury there's a luck part that does play in injuries, and the Lakers have been really unlucky. But at the you can say that if they can win one more chip and LeBron leaves, whatever. At the end of the day, that shit's worth it. Like I'm sure Heaven Sent in Toronto up there knows that 1 year of Kawhi was worth it.
I am
Even
not a Toronto fan. Stop throwing
no,
that on me.
It's
well,
okay, having sent. We still
okay,
appreciate you.
but in any but I'm sure Toronto fans will die on the fact that chip is worth it, even if they never win for another 100 years. My thing is, at the end of the day, they won, and they have a chance to win because they have those two. My thing is, the moment you trade LeBron, the moment you trade AD, you're essentially saying we have given up our chance to win a championship for the next 5 years at least.
Okay. So
Oh.
wait 1 second. Okay, listen, I muted because we got hands up. I'm gonna try to respect the hands. I fucking hate hands, but it's too many people to not do hands at this current moment. Shit is stupid. I just quickly want to say this. Like the reason why I keep saying Russell Westbrook is probably gonna wind up staying on the Lakers is if you're the Lakers, if you can ride out this next year, you have $47 million of cap space wide open with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And
No,
if
they
you get
don't.
LeBron's an unrestricted free agent after next year.
oh, I forgot he hasn't signed. They say, man, y'all fucked.
And then
Okay.
and then
Oh
even
no.
and then even like they don't like they're still kind of like really close to the cap. Like the 47 million isn't gonna just be there for
But
them
but
either.
but
They're gonna
also,
have to trade him.
even if they keep it gifted, what can they build around that after?
Listen. All I know is if you trade LeBron James, we got to stop talking about this trade business. Like it's just okay. You know what we're
Trade
gonna
him
do,
to the
bro?
Raptors.
Yeah, heaven said, can I finish this?
Go
Listen,
ahead, gifted. Go ahead, gifted.
what I'm saying is you can't just treat this shit like trade here, trade there, because the reputation of your team is something that ultimately still matters. If you trade LeBron James, like it or not, players around the league are going to remember that, and the precedent that could set for the Lakers on top of their front office being dog shit is going to be spread around the league. That's precisely why you probably wouldn't want to do that. Now, that being said, we got hands up. We're going to address them. I fucking hate hands, but we got to do it. Oh no, West,
Yep.
and then Mazak.
Mazak.
That's how we gonna do it. And then after that shit, open panel. But my goodness, don't talk over people. Like having 6 or 8 people talk is a lot. I fuck with it, but it's Tuesday. Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Lakers reputation can't be any worse. Okay. Oh no, you go.
All right. Number one, Lakers not trading LeBron. Like that's not even a non-starter. 2, Westbrook is dog shit and he needs to be traded. If Westbrook walks, we would only have around $13 million in cap space. So I don't see like how much we could do. He has to go. Like it's really nothing else to say about that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He's gonna be gone. Lakers not keeping him because there's no way you could win with that guy. He's awful, and let him go.
Bucks is gonna do
Let
that?
him go to a team where he could get his numbers and he could suck. And he could get his 25, 8 and 8 on -7 true shooting percentage. Let him have fun, bro. That's
Making
who
it
Russ want to
70.
be.
He don't even
He
have to
don't want to
play,
be a
dog. Just let him
winner.
Bro,
clutch his
y'all gotta
paychecks
follow
on the
our
couch.
discussion.
Like
That's
I
a
don't.
good follow, man. That's a good
And like
follow.
everybody was complaining about the exit interviews. Oh, accountability. This. He's an asshole. That. I don't give a shit. Just get him off the team, and give Bron and AD a shot. Because as soon as we traded for him, we basically unloaded the gun, and we didn't even get him a shot. Give
Oh
Bron
no.
and AD a
Can I
shot.
ask you a question though? No.
Yo, this is
Yes,
that
you
So what
can.
goofy
happens?
shit
What
that y'all
happens?
let people get up here and say stupid ass shit like that
It's not
and
stupid, bro.
continue to
You
No,
have
want,
no, hold
bro?
on,
That
Wes.
nigga
Hold
is
on.
Oh no,
ass.
you're a
Wes,
It's
hold on.
fucking
okay,
Lakers
bro.
fan,
You
man. That's
don't
why you
like
Hold
hate
on.
him.
him.
I
I
can
There's
know
a
you
lot
respond
of
don't
to
like
You
slander,
you.
him,
though.
think
I
me and
can't.
bro.
Wes
He's
are gonna
not
let you
good,
spread that
dude.
hate? You're stupid. We're not gonna let you spread that stupid ass.
Anyways,
I think that's a. I think that's a
Let
good
West
mute.
let West go.
yep. Wes is next.
Yeah, West actually should respond. I
What
can't lie.
who's West? What's West's team?
He a Raptor
I'm an
fan.
Westbrook.
He
OKC fan.
Wes is
he's
an
No, I'm
team
an
You're an
OKC
he's
fan.
OKC
fan.
fan?
he's team
Yes,
Yeah,
Russell
he's an
Westbrook.
I'm an
OKC fan.
You
OKC
should
fan.
trade for
No, no,
Russell
no. I'm
Westbrook.
a Thunder fan.
You
Okay.
should trade for
I
Russell
wouldn't be
Westbrook.
You
opposed to
ain't
that
shit,
because
heaven sent. Damn.
he needs some. No. He needs some love. Cause all the hate is crazy, bro. Like the hate is ridiculous. But I'm not addressing goofy shit. So I came to speak about the LeBron.
You can't address
The
it because
question.
it's true. There's
Okay.
nothing
Oh
you can
no. So since
say.
you want to do this, let's
Go
do
ahead.
this, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
Um, LeBron, like Russ, trading for Russ is the reason. Like it, as soon as that happened, the season was over. But LeBron missed a third of the season, and Anthony Davis missed a half of the season, and Vogel was shit. And so, what do you have to say to that? Because you
Vogel
address
was the
Russ,
same. Hold
so
on.
cool.
Vogel was the
Hold on,
same
hold on.
coach
No,
we
let me
had
finish,
last
my
The
nigga.
year.
Let me
roster was
finish.
You
shit
want to
Let
too.
me
know what
finish.
that team
Let me finish. Let
without
me
Braun
finish. Oh
or
no,
AD did?
I listen to
Oh
They
you,
no,
won
it's a
and I
more
bubble.
not.
It doesn't
games.
count.
Hold
So listen, here's what we're gonna do because this shit is not gonna get deaded, right? So listen, it's gonna be oh no, and it's gonna be West, and they're gonna hash this shit out. I'm putting 2 minutes on the clock. If anyone else talks, you're getting moved down, and then we moving the fuck on. All right. Now I'm gonna unmute, and it's gonna be between oh no and West. Y'all just gotta hash that shit out. Y'all got 2 minutes, bro.
All right, I'm gonna just say
Well
this,
said,
and
bro.
then you could talk, bro. Last season, without Braun or Anthony Davis, with the same garbage ass head coach,
Did they
that
miss as
team
much time?
had a
Did they
better
miss the same
winning
amount of time?
percentage. They had a better winning
They had a
percentage
better overall
than this
roster, though.
team
What are you
with
talking about? Oh
Russ
no,
or
oh no.
either
Was the
AD
hold
and
on, hold on?
LeBron.
Was the roster? I got a question. Was the roster around Russ, LeBron, and AD as good as the roster was last year?
Oh my God. Are you like, do you know how like the salary cap works?
Nigga, I
Like,
know.
do you?
That's not
All
what.
right.
That's
So
not what I
what? Why would
asked
you
you
even
though.
ask me that
Answer the
question?
question.
Of course it
No,
wasn't. We
because
gutted it to get
okay.
Russ.
So again, address every point. Address every point. So boom. Yes, the roster around them got worse because they traded for Russ with air quotes because you still a front office could put a better roster than what they did. They went and just got old niggas, and they didn't have to do that. They just got old niggas. That was the choice by the front office. There were young players who were available who they could have gotten.